Be quiet. Go Talk TV is coming on. Casey, give me my popcorn.
Man, what's up, man? You tuning into the coolest podcast on the planet. I got a special guest with me here today, but I am gonna let him introduce himself. Who we got with us today, man?
What's going on, man? It's me, man, Lamar Handy. I'm native of Athens, Georgia. I'm also the founder of the DL Handy Foundation. So grateful, man, to be here on this show this evening. To just kind of just talk, man, and just have some real live conversation.
Okay, man. Well, I'd like to start out by giving you a round of applause for tuning in on the show, man. And I just gotta start, man. How did you get so in tune with yourself to say, I wanna focus on mental health from not just myself, with others.
So, man, this really mental health is something, man, that has been a huge thing for our community, man, for years and years and years. So what really kind of sparked me, I'm kind of just kind of take it back, give you a little brief history. So with the whole foundation thing, man, never thought everything would kind of just get to the point where it is today. My main thing at first was in 2018, I would say, used to have, Christmas events in my apartment back in the day with a few close friends. So all of a sudden, man, like back in 2019, I lost my 2018, take it back. I lost my uncle to lung cancer, and I lost my cousin to complications of breast cancer. So I decided, man, I was like, you know what, man, I'm having this event in my apartment. Let me go ahead and, do something for the community, and have and party with a purpose. When we having parties or whatnot, well, let's do it with a purpose, give people a reason to dress up. Had my first charity event 2019. Really no money. Took my whole savings account basically. Had a few sponsors. Called a few friends from college to kind of help me out. Put the event together. We were able to kind of give back to the Sparrow's Nest. I'm in Athens, Georgia, and also Rainbow Village in Gwinnett County. Then fast forward, COVID hit, kind of took a break. So then 2022, man, we came back. People kept saying, hey, we had that charity event again. We had a good time. So I was like, we can try. So but this time I want to be official and I want to become a nonprofit. So I talked to Tanisha Brooks, who actually helped me get all my paperwork situated and together, man, and submitted everything to the state, and we became a nonprofit. Then maybe back in October of that year, December, we were actually a 501c3. So that year with the charity event, we had more sponsorship. And so we were able to give back to this place called the Rally Foundation in Sandy Springs, Georgia for childhood cancer research. So then thinking, because our three pillars was all always empowerment, scholarships, and philanthropy. So that philanthropy piece was always giving back to something that's kind of affecting people in the world. So that year in December of 2022, I kept thinking like, what can we focus on next year when it comes to the philanthropy piece? And so I knew from my own struggles that I had mental health situations. I deal with anxiety. So I had my first anxiety attack in 2019, and so I knew how frustrating that was. The nights of taking medication, not being able to sleep when I first kind of got diagnosed with it, feeling uncomfortable in front of people. So I was like, man, mental health is a big thing, man. I said some of the people out here are suffering in silence. I need to do something to kind of help get this word out here. And so then what really sparked it even more is I had a cousin who, if you looked at her, she had everything you possibly think she would have together, man. Making great money, great job, great life, had some, small little situations she had going on in her life personally, but never would think she would commit suicide. So she committed suicide, man, in December of that year. And that was really my spark that told me, man, I definitely got to get out here and spread the word about mental health. And so that's what really kind of helped birth me into this whole mental health aspect. 2023, my first event I had for mental health was in April. I partnered up with one of my childhood mentors, Eric Keese, and we had an event. I think we titled the event a grown man game. And so what it pretty much was, we had a panel of like five men. One was a therapist, other just random guys in the community of Athens.
Mm.
Got on the panel, and spoke about their mental health struggles, why mental health is so important amongst African American men, and what can we do as a community to kind of, spread more awareness. First time I put the event on, I was worried, like, man, we not gonna have anybody come to this event, you know, but we had like 75 people, man, attend the first event. And that was kind of like the birth of me starting to do panel discussions every 2 or 3 months, man, just talking about different topics. The females started talking about, well, you forgot about us. So in July of that year, man, we did a grown man and grown woman game. And so did that. We had a panel of female and men. And so that had a nice support system. And it it went from there, man. That's the backstory of how this thing kind of birthed
Right,
where it is.
right. So you kind of just answered my second question I was going to ask you. Why is it so important? But I see why, because it's personal.
Right.
It's one of those things that you you had to go through it to actually care about it.
For sure. For sure.
And I see it running a little deep, man. Suicide, that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. So we're gonna get into the thick of it, right?
Mhm.
The DL Handy Foundation. Its main focus is just mental health, or is it to a community thing also?
So we have 3 pillars. Our mission is to provide vital resources to the community through volunteering, fundraising, and also scholarships. But our 3 main pillars we always stick with is community empowerment, scholarships, and philanthropy. But our philanthropy piece has moved into mental health awareness portion. And so
Okay.
when people hear about empowerment, it's like, well, what is empowerment? So man, empowerment to me pretty much is being able to empower our community, empower our people, empower people that look like us, empower people who don't look like us. Um, Part of us spreading awareness about mental health is empowerment. That's empowering the people, let people know that, hey, we have the power, we got the tools, that if you're not okay, it's okay not to be okay. There's resources out here for you to find people to go talk to, facilities for you to go get the help you need, and also many resources. And so part of that, is empowering the people to let people know that, there are resources out here, there are people out here who can help you. Another thing when it comes to empowerment is most recently, a few months ago, I haven't had this, me and a friend had talked that kind of helped me with the idea of bringing up a rally of hearse, rally up, guns down, a parade in Athens. It had taken place before in the Atlanta area and other places, but never took place in Athens. And so I got local funeral homes together around a district that I'm in because I work in the funeral industry part time. And had hearse kind of route through the city from Clark Central High School over to Trail Creek Park, which is now Virginia Walker Park. Motorcycle clubs participated. Old school cars was in the parade. Great event, man. It rained like crazy, but it was great. And so I was able to have 3 mothers who experienced losing a child due to gun violence speak about why it's so important to bring awareness to gun violence. And that's empowerment because a lot of times people don't understand, not in all situations, but a lot of situations, man, the person behind that gun has some kind of mental issue that's going on. Something, a person not made in life to just go out here and kill somebody and take another life of a person randomly. That just don't really make sense to me. Some people, they go through things that make them into a person they become. So I'm not gonna say every person that kills someone does have mental issues, but it's a big thing, man. And so that's one thing why we put all this stuff together for empowerment and mental health kind of go hand in hand. And then we bring the scholarship portion in. It's like, being able to help support our young people. The youth is the future. And so we don't pour back into them. We won't get anything out. And so I do that because so many people poured into me, poured into my other colleagues around me. And so I just feel like it's very important to be able to pour back into the young people so that they can go out in the community and make a difference.
Yeah, man, that was a pretty strong message because I was sitting here thinking while you was talking. I say, dang, I remember that rally that you're talking about. I remember the mothers too.
Mhm.
Um, and that was a deep thing. That was a that was pretty deep.
Very
Yeah,
deep, man.
yeah. I remember people calling me just like, man, they I think it was a video going around and they cried. They were, yeah.
Hey, it's something serious, man. And really, man, for real, even me standing out in the parking lot, across country as we were, lining everybody up and whatnot to get everything together, man, it kind of made me teary eyed. I'm like, man, like, for one, I can't believe that we put this together. Like I'm like, and this is so important, And for me, my hope is that as we continue, because it's gonna be an annual thing, is that we get more and more people in the community, man, to participate in, stay on the streets of Athens and let people know, like, man, that the gun violence has to stop at some point, man. We're losing too many young people, and so and the reason why I kind of did it, the rally of hearse, is because the funeral homes are the ones that's burying the young people when it happens. And so what we're telling the community, our message for them is that, we are the funeral home. We are here to serve people when they're in that time of sorrow, time of need, because it's life. We all will be in that situation at some point. But burying our young people, having mothers having to close caskets for their, young sons and daughters, and, mothers and fathers, it's kind of time out for it. And so my thing is, I can't say the whole world, but if I can just say one or two people, man, I feel like that our mission is definitely accomplished.
So as a community right now, what would you say that Athens, Georgia need? What do you need them to do to say, hey, okay, well, y'all can do this and this. That'll help us real, the DL Handy Foundation more.
I'm gonna be so one thing I'm gonna say, okay, as a nonprofit, of course, I'm gonna say, we always gonna need support monetary,
Right,
because we don't, we not a business that we sell t-shirts sometimes, we don't sell products, so we need monetary things always. I always tell people if you can donate, I think about say if I had all my friends give me $5 or $10 every single month, imagine what I could do as a foundation.
right.
But for me, that's important. But the main thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and just get into this thing, man. The main thing is, man, we have to come back together as a community. This starts with parents. This starts with churches. This starts with the schools. The school system can only do so much. A lot of problems that's going to the school system is coming from the home. If you're not establishing the things at the home first, you can't expect for the child to go into the schools and portray something that you're not teaching them at home. And so it takes a lot of accountability. And no, I'm not a parent yet, but I have two nephews. I have little cousins. I've been that little boy who was in elementary school, acting out for attention when things weren't going right. When my mom and dad got divorced when I was in first grade, that affected me. At the time, counseling wasn't really a big thing. They had counselors in the school, and at that time, counselors did do a lot more than what they're able to do right now. The teachers back then, not saying anything about teachers now, because there are some great teachers now, but back then, some teachers back then were almost like grandparents. They would jack you up and get you together. I remember Miss Martha Cornish was one, got me. Miss Shirley Norman kept me right. Miss Lanston, Overthrow Elementary, Miss Hope. Those were women that were instrumental who would like put me in check, let me know like get it together. And really, Miss Martha Cornish is the one I got second grade who really got me on the straight path to write. And so that's what the community need and what we need with the foundation, man, is that support, man. Even other nonprofits come together. It's not about, I'm trying to outdo this foundation. Like, nah, we trying to work together to make one common goal is to save our community. Events that happened. There was an event that happened this past Tuesday through Advantage. So in 2023, with our charity event, we were able to raise $8,000 and we gave back to Friends of Advantage Athens, who deals with mental health and behavior things with people. And so one of the things that I challenged them to do, I said, well, with this money, what are y'all going to do with the money? So they put together something where they bring different panel discussions to the community once a month. And this past Tuesday, they had a very important topic, man, talking about feelings and pretty much parents and the youth when it comes to mental health. And I was very shocked, disappointed. Really didn't have any parents in the room. Not really sure if the word didn't get out, but the main thing of that is parents have to start taking accountability. I tell people, man, ask your child that question: are they okay? give them a safe space to let them know that if they're not okay, they can talk to you. Because a lot of times kids these days are facing way more things than what we faced back when we was in school. You got social media, you got trying to fit in, you got peer pressure, man. It's something serious, man. So a lot of things they facing, we didn't face. And so the parents got to give their kids that, opportunity to be able to talk and say, are you okay? If you're not okay, let them get counseling. Teach our young men like, hey, yeah, teach the fundamentals of being a man, but if you're not okay, it's okay, man. If you need to just break down and cry and say, man, I'm not okay. I don't know what's wrong. That's okay, man. Let it be a safe space because what is starting to happen is, especially for our black men, man, they are in these situations where they feel like they can't express themselves, they can't express their emotions. Mentally, it's getting to them because as men, you have this where you're supposed to live in life and you're supposed to be the sole provider. And a lot of times for some men, that's a high thing to have. So they can't handle that, man. So it's important, man, to give them that safe space, let them know that, man, it's okay to see a therapist. It's okay to encourage your brother if he going through and say, man, you okay? You want to talk? Having that safe space. And so that's what we need more in the community, man. And even with the churches. When we were growing up, our grandparents said, pray about it. It's okay. Boy, you all right. Ain't nothing wrong with you. But nowadays, it's real, man. Mental health is real. And you can pray all day long sometimes, but their mind sometimes will still get to you. And so I think I'm seeing it more now within the community. More churches are coming together. I got to give a special shout out, man. He's not in Athens, he's in Overthorpe. But man, Thankful Baptist Church, Reverend Dwight Sims, man, he has been going hard in this mental health space. I was down at his church a few months ago. I'm going back in October. I've been to Fairfield Baptist Church, Reverend Dale Worthy, over in Auburn, Georgia, outside of Athens. Reverend Walker in Athens. I forget the name of his church, but he did a great job, man, doing mental health. I know Ebenezer Baptist Church West. They are in the process with Rim Bloodsaw doing some things. So it's the many other churches too as well. I think Hill Chapel as well. I don't want to forget a church, but those are the ones that I know that have really been putting out here in the community things about mental health. And so those are the things that we need, man, is to bring the community together, man. Don't be ashamed to speak about these issues. And even, man, do something to get into these schools with mental health. I'm working on that on the back end now. I'm trying to do something to kind of get it in the schools to talk about it more, man, because it's just a real situation.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you said that because me too. I talked to my big shouts out to my uncle James Scott,
Sure.
and he told me to go through a peer counseling
Mm-hmm.
um lesson
Mm-hmm.
with the state. So I'm trying, but it's so hard to get in one of them classes.
It's hard, man.
You
It's hard. It's hard. It's
you
hard, man.
you got to have an inside person to get in
You
there.
do. You definitely do, man. You definitely do.
Yeah,
You definitely do, man.
but it's one of them things like you said. Nowadays, the social media. I think social media got the power to change the world.
It does. Indeed. Indeed.
But right now, it's all kind of negative.
All negative stuff, man. Let's think about, the negative stuff, man, it can get the mind, you can be looking at, your phone and you see something and it can make your mind snap just right there, man. And it's kind I mean, it's crazy. The mind is a powerful thing, man. Powerful. I think I saw an article maybe a few months ago. A band teacher, I think, man, had, I mean, he was like known as like his encourager to all the students, man. Very encouraging, always giving, positive, feedback to the students. This man goes home and commits suicide. Left the community devastated, you know.
Mm.
But it's like during his time of encouraging other people, he was going through his own thing. And so that's why I tell people always, never, they always say, man, never just a book by its cover. I always say a person can look good on the outside, but be mentally messed up in the inside, totally broken. And so that's why I say, man, it's so important to, you know, talk about therapy, talk about, ways to help yourself when you get into that dark place. I even started seeing therapy back in 2019, I think. Maybe 2021, I think. after I lost my aunt, it was a real big, it was a huge situation for me. It really, it did something to me because my aunt was very close to me, my mom's baby sister. And so it really kind of messed me up a little bit. So at that point, I started seeing therapy. Therapy he was okay, but I just wasn't get what I needed. So I stopped for a little while. And so I started back maybe about a year or two ago, man. And man, I'm loving it, man. It gives me a free space to kind of just talk. And even sometimes when I'm going through my own stuff, I'm able to kind of, just kind of talk it out, man. And it makes me feel a lot better because we all go through something in our life at some point.
So, as of today, at this moment, how are you mentally?
Mentally, I'm good. I have my days where I feel overwhelmed. It's to keep it a buck 100. Some days I am very overwhelmed. Got too much going on in my mind. My family tell me, slow down, rest, take time for yourself. So I'm learning to try to do that. I'm learning to, try to start saying no when necessary, and take care of me. One thing I'm trying to do to help my mental is pretty much, I got a few things that I'm trying to get done, and one thing is kind of hold over my head, so they kind of affects my mental sometimes. But I'm learning how to deal with that and kind of just, do what I need to do, and know it's gonna come in time. But man, I love solo trips. I have group trips, sometimes, and may have like a little, small little quick getaway, well, little friend, but solo trips, bro, are the best, man. Give me time for me to ride in the car, think, get my destination, man, turn my phone, put it on stir it for a minute, and just relax, just sit out, you don't know nobody, just chilling, go get something to eat, it's very like, to me, is meditation, man. So
Right.
I encourage people. A lot of people like, I'm like, you eat by yourself, you go out. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, why not? I'm like, I'm good. A lot of people know now. I tell about 3 folks where I'm at, I'm good to go. I'm like, that's the best meditation, man, you can have. Because I feel like we all need some time to ourselves and sometimes to think, to make sure, like, and then you can ask yourself the question, like, am I okay for real? Mentally, am I really okay? Am I good? So yeah, man. So I think for me, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, good, man. I always ask everybody that question.
Yes, I
And
appreciate it.
I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. Get a massage, man.
Hey,
Massage. It,
that's
it seems like it drive all the stress out your body.
everything got you, man. Hey,
Yeah.
everything. I believe it right now. I need to start getting that more to my recommend too to do it maybe like once a month. I do it now every few months, right? Matter of fact, I'm trying to get one in September. But yeah, man. Hey, the massages, man, is amazing, bro. I'm telling you, like you said, it relieves all the stress. You kind of in this zone for like those 50, 80 minutes, and
Hmm.
you go to another world, bro.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
It's a great time.
It is, man.
But I kind of know. You brought it up earlier. You throw a big party on Christmas. So what can we expect from you this Christmas?
For this Christmas, yeah, man, which is coming like fast as I don't know what, man. Look, that's one thing probably got my mental right now, probably a little off. I will say it, for sure. But this year, man, Christmas in Paris, Masquerade Edition. People really excited about that, man. It'll take place on Saturday, December 21st, 2024, in my hometown of Athens, Georgia. It's going to take place at 1055 Barber Street, Athens, Georgia. The venue name is 1055 Barber, but the address is 1055 Barber Street, Athens, Georgia, 30601. The same road as if you're going to West Clark and Power Partners. It's right down there before you go under that underpass bridge before you get on Chase Street. But this year, man, it's gonna be a great time. We got some special performances, man. Some special guests. The event's gonna be a really good thing, man. This year we're doing something a little different. So the last 3 years we give money back to other organizations. We're going to give a portion back to other organizations this year as well. But we're also going to keep portions in for our foundation this year as well. Because what we find is that some of the things we're giving out would provide the same services, and so we want to be able to give more. If someone calls up and say, "Hey, I need a therapist. I don't have insurance. I can't pay for the sessions." So we go through a vetting thing where we're able to pay for maybe 3 services for them. Or if we have somebody who say, hey, I got someone that is willing, because one thing about mental health, when you try and get somebody to a facility, they have to be willing. They're willing to go to a facility, but the facility costs X amount of dollars. We can't pay for it. We can help provide those services. So we're trying to provide more services, trying to bring more therapists on hand. So the person say, hey, I need a therapist. I can recommend one to you. So those what we're raising money for this year, that charity event. It's gonna be a great event, man. Tickets actually go on sale on September 1st. So I tell people, man, to get out here, man, buy those tickets because they will sell out. There's sponsorship opportunities available, as well as if you got your crew together and y'all say, hey, we want to have our own special seating with our name on the table. We even got that available too as well, man. So we're looking forward to it. It's a great event.
See, you just gave us the exclusive, man. So what you have to do before we drop this interview, you just gotta send it to me. I'm gonna put it in the comment section in YouTube.
Definitely
I
will.
know it's gonna sell out.
Yes,
I
sir.
already know it's gonna sell out. My uncle come to it every year.
Yes, sir.
He's there every year.
Yes,
uh,
sir.
he was so happy one time. He called my phone. He said, "Do you know Lamar Handy?" I said, "Yeah, I know him." He said, "Man, he can throw a party." Yeah, that's what he told me. So I know I look forward to it. I missed it last year, but I have to come this year. I
That's
just
nice.
got to be there. I'm married now, you know.
So, congrats to that, man. Hey, look, you and you give me something I'm looking up to, bro.
Yeah,
So, hey, I appreciate that, bro.
you
I
know.
respect what you're doing, man. Yes, sir.
So I gotta come through in a tuxedo. You
Yes,
know,
sir,
my
man.
wife with a nice dress, coming to support you. You a brother, you a king, and I really appreciate you for tuning in with us, man. Because
No problem.
what you do for the community is not only being seen, it's heartfelt. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and I want to give you your flowers right now because a lot of people from where we come from, I won't say they selfish, but maybe some of the things that was taught to you wasn't taught to them.
Uh-huh.
To mentally though, they could come back to mental health.
Uh-huh.
They'll see a situation as the same way as you do, but you have the kind heart to say, "Hey, look, I got to do something about it."
Right.
And it takes a big man to do that because I don't see a lot of people doing it.
Very true.
Not our age.
Right,
I'm
right,
gonna say
right,
that.
right. And
Yeah.
you know, man, and as you was saying, I was thinking about something. Quickly is that I have 3 cousins, man, 3 first cousins. And a lot of times we look at mental health, it's generational. A lot of times we're not talking about that, but it's generational stuff. Seriously. And so I have 3 cousins. 2 of them my first cousin, 1 of my second cousin. All 3 young men under the age of 30 suffer from schizophrenia. That's man, sad thing to see somebody go through. 2 of them are brothers. And so I have an uncle that deals with that every single day. They live with him. And so it's just to see and just to hear them, how they talk and not remember certain things. I mean, it's a sad situation, man. And so not want to take medication. So that's why it's real. So it's important that when you start seeing signs, young people to go ahead and try to get them in the proper assistance you can at that time. I got another cousin, my second cousin, is incarcerated right now because about 2 years ago, he killed a man because he had an episode for schizophrenia and kind of blacked out and killed the man. So it's so many things, man, that go on that makes us realize it's real. This past Sunday, I was driving home in Lithonia, Georgia, and not far from my house, I saw this young man. He was about his 30s, walking the middle of the street. He was bowing down his knees in the middle of the street with cars coming down. And man, it did something to my heart. I couldn't go home. I turned around, because I saw him go to the bus stop, rolled past about 2 or 3 times. I was like, man, it's like something going on with this man. He kept going the street back and forth, back and forth. I was like, man, this dangerous because so I could hit him. Anybody was stopping, because people these days scared, don't know what they got. So long story short, man, I've talked to you about the 988 number. 988 is a mental health crisis hotline. Anytime you're in a crisis with mental health, dial that number. They will send someone to your location to help give you the services you need. So I dialed 988, talked to somebody on the phone. They were going to send a therapist out and call the police. Still wasn't resonating in my mind good because it felt some kind of way. So I ended up going to a store that was kind of like near where he was, kind of blowed up. Was like, I said, "Hey man, you good?" He told me, "I'm fine. I can tell you really wasn't good." So he got some change. I said, "Now you got change, get some water." I had a water, gave him water. I called the police. I said, "Hey," I said, "it's a man out here." I said, "I feel like he's having a mental health crisis." I was like, "Can y'all please send someone?" I said, "Don't send on someone who is not trained to deal with this kind of situation." I said, "He don't need to go to jail. He needs some kind of help." They called back. Unfortunately, before they could get there, he got on the bus and went somewhere. So I just pray that he is okay. But those are the things you see on a daily basis, man. This guy looked like he was like in his late 30s, but you would tell he was, like he was homeless, romantic, but he was going through a mental health crisis. And so it's important for us to know when you see that or if you experience it yourself, know who to call, know what to do. So that 988 number, man, just like 911, 988. It's a
988.
988, man. Mental health
You just
crisis.
you just gave me some game. I never knew about the 988 number.
24 hours a day, man. Call anytime. I've had two families in the last 2 or 3 weeks that I've given that number to, and it's actually helped them. So yeah, so 988, man. We're working on a partnership right now to hopefully help be able to get some training so that we're able to give out material about them and hoping to have one of the representatives at the charity event this year to speak about the services that they're offering.
Okay. So when you support DL Handy Foundation, this is what you got to support right here. Somebody's gonna look after you no matter what.
Mhm.
Somebody's gonna have your best mental health interests at heart, no matter what. So, hey man, I appreciate you for coming in.
Thank you, man.
We
Thank you for the opportunity.
definitely have to get the news out there about mental health.
Yes,
So,
sir.
if I really like a part two. Now I don't want to put you on the spot, but at this event,
Okay.
can I just get one exclusive, man? Just one. Who who is the entertainer that's gonna be there? Just one. Just just one exclusive. Just I gotta ask you, did come on now. You the DL Handy
Hey,
Foundation. I have to ask.
so I will tell one. So one, which a lot of people in Athens like, it will be the split span of Athens. They'll be performing during cocktail hour. And so that's gonna be a real nice treat. Real nice
Okay,
treat.
okay. See, y'all heard it here first.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
tell me I did not give y'all something.
Real
And
nice
I
treat.
I appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
Go Talk TV Tram. Dang, I'm finna go watch it again.